हेलो गाइस, our next part of this chapter is the menstrual cycle. देखिए ये क्या होती है. When a girl reach puberty, either of the ovaries release an ovum into the fallopian tube once in every 28 days. So this is called ovulation. When ovaries release ovum into the fallopian tube, this is called the ovulation. When this happens, the uterus start preparing to receive and nourish the embryo. Its wall get thickened with an increased supply of blood. If the ovum does not get fertilized, this is ovulation means what? The ovum is produced in the female reproductive part. Now, when this ovum is not fertilized, what will happen? It expelled throughout the vagina, and together with it is expelled the lining of the uterus and blood. This is called menstruation. This is called menstruation. Means blood plus the ovum both are released out from the body of female. This is called menstruation. The entire process of ovulation, thickening of the uterine wall and menstruation is called menstrual cycle. This is called menstrual cycle, and this is usually occur in 28 days in female body, isn't it? So this is menstrual cycle. Now secondary sexual character. Many physical and emotional change occur in boys and girls around the age when they attain puberty. When boys and girls attain puberty, physical and emotional change occurs in the body of their particular boy and girl. So this period of life referred to as adolescence. Adolescents are what? This period of life, that is the puberty, that is the teenagers, is associated with the great deal of physical and mental growth. Generally, girls attain puberty between 11 to 14 years. Girls attain puberty at the age of 11 and 14 year. ठीक है, 11 and 14 year. ठीक है, and boys attain between 13 to 16 year. तो puberty is marked as the onset of menstruation. This is the stage or this is the age where the boy and girls are starting producing sperm and ovum. ठीक है, and the production of sperm in boy. So it is also associated with the several external physical change is known as secondary sexual characters. So when the boys or girls are able to produce their sperm and ovum, then many changes occur in the body of boy and a girl. That change are nothing but secondary sexual characters. In case of girls, secondary sexual characters are enlargement of the breast, widening of the pelvic girdle, and growth of hair in the pubic region and armpit. This is the secondary sexual characteristic um, seen in the female. In case of boy, the characters are depending on voice caused by enlargement of the larynx, growth of hair on the face, pubic region and armpit. Growth of hair occurs in the body, enlargement of the penis and scrotum, and increase in muscles mass. So this is the secondary sexual characteristics seen in the boys. Okay. Now next is the endocrine system. What is this endocrine system? Endocrine system is the system in which hormones are produced. This system consists of several glands scattered over the body. These glands are called endocrine gland, are different from other gland. They discharge the chemical, that is the hormone, they produce directly into the blood. The chemical, that is the hormone produced by the endocrine gland, is directly put into the bloodstream. Unlike other glands which discharge their secretion through the vessels or duct, the chemical produced by the endocrine glands are called hormone. देखिए, the chemical which is produced by the endocrine gland are called hormones. Hormones act like chemical messenger. These are nothing but chemical messenger. They are carried by the blood to a specific organ or tissue with message for them to function in a particular way. These works in the body to perform any work in the body of an organism. So these are very important part of the body. Thus, the endocrine system control and coordinate the function of many organ of the body. The endocrine system control many part and control and coordinate the body of an organism. Now see, this is the endocrine part of the body. This is the endocrine gland, that is the pituitary gland, thymus gland या thyroid gland, parathyroid gland. This is the stomach. Now the pancreas is also endocrine gland, adrenal gland which is situated in over the on the kidney. These are very important organ of the body. Ovary and testes are the we can say the endocrine part. Now endocrine glands, their location and function are mentioned in table. Just see this table. Pituitary gland, location is the base of the brain. Function क्या है इसका? Regulates growth and the functioning of the other endocrine gland. Thyroid, near the larynx, यहाँ पे होता है. Control many activities of the body including the rate at which energy is produced. Energy is dependent on thyroid. Parathyroid, 4 glands behind the thyroid. Just behind the thyroid there are 4 parathyroid glands. that control the balance of calcium in the body. This control the balance, calcium balance. Adrenal, two gland which is situated over the kidney, attached to each kidney, regulate heartbeat, respiration rate and blood pressure. This is controlled by the adrenal gland. Pancreas, below the stomach, control the glucose level in the body. Testes, outside the abdominal cavity, promote development of the secondary sexual characters that we already discussed in previous part. Ovaries, lower part of the abdominal cavity, control secondary sexual characters and change related to pregnancy. This is controlled by ovaries. Now, one more here is the testes produce male sex hormone called testosterone. Testes produce hormone that are known as testosterone. These hormones cause the development of the secondary sexual character in males. These are responsible for the secondary sexual character in male. Same as the estrogen is produced by the female, the ovary produces estrogen hormone, which is responsible for the development of secondary sexual character in female. This is very important. Estrogen also prepare the uterus for pregnancy. Another hormone released by the ovaries is called progesterone. So two hormones are produced by female, estrogen and progesterone. Male hormone is known as testosterone. Is it clear? Now gender and sex. The next part is the gender and sex. Though the words sex and genders are sometimes used interchangeably, sex is determined by nature, while gender is a social or cultural concept. When we refer to sex, we mean the biological characteristics that makes one male or female. On the other hand, when we speak of gender, we mean the characteristic people associated with being male or female. Since gender difference are social or cultural concept, they vary from one society to another. They also change with time. For example, way back in the 1840s or 50s, when Florence Nightingale wanted to serve the sick, her family was horrified. At that time, no decent woman became a nurse, and now nursing by and large is seen in feminine profession. Similarly, Elizabeth Blackwell, woman doctor, had to overcome a great deal of resistance in order to study medicine. Gender's role Gender's role are functions that society has seen in feminine or masculine. These roles are encouraged in children from very early age. There is no law behind. There is no law behind no, there is no law that binds a girl to behave a particular way or compels a boy to perform certain functions. However, since most people in society have certain ideas what is feminine and what is masculine, boys and girls grow up performing this role. For example, an Indian girl may be encouraged by her parents to learn cooking, while a boy automatically helps his father mend a fuse or fix a leaking tape. So these coming this gives some evidence about the genders, isn't it? The idea of roles men and women should perform is often reflected in their voice profession. For example, women are associated with the nursing, caring, looking, and old and the young, caring and the old and young. Thus, quite often women become nurse, dietitian, counselor, or primary school teacher. In the same way, men are associated with the protection, valor, physical stamina and the ability to put up the physical hardship. Thus, the young boys are dream of joining the army, navy, and the air force. So this gives the concept of the gender and the sex, isn't it? Clear? Now taboos. A taboo is a custom, social custom that prohibits or restrict a certain behavior or practice. For example, widow remarriage was reconsidered or considered taboo in India. In India, widows are not remarried again. This is a taboo until the Widow Remarriage Act was passed in 1856. तब तक when 1856. In fact, it was frowned upon even after and still is many part of India. The education of women and the inheritance of property by women marrying a person from different caste, community, religion, race were the still are to some extent considered taboo. So these are some taboos which are believed or that are function in our country, isn't it? Now the next part is the sex determination. You may have seen sign like one shown in figure 8.8. See this आवश्यक सूचना यहाँ नालंदा स्कूल सेंटर एक नालंदा हॉस्पिटल एवं स्किन रिसर्च सेंटर में प्रसव पूर्व भ्रूण का लिंग प्रशिक्षण एवं निर्णय किसी विधि द्वारा नहीं किया जाता है। ऐसा प्रशिक्षण करना कानूनी दंडनीय अपराध है। Isn't it? Prenatal sex determination not done by any method in this center. These are some notice kept on the outside of the hospitals or clinics in the laboratories. So biologically the sex of the child is determined by the chromosome in its cell. Sex of the child is determined by the chromosome, not by this, isn't it? Thus, the sex of the fetus in the mother womb can be determined by testing its cell. So the cell of the fetus are obtained by withdrawing amniotic fluid with the help of a special needle. Amniotic fluid from the male body is taken with the special needle. There are another method of determining sex of the fetus. For example, ultrasonography or taking a sound picture of the mother abdomen. Testing the mother urine is yet another method. So these are the methods to test the sex of an organism. Whatever the way used, however, sex determination is prohibited by law. It is a punishable act. It is a punishable act. This is because often people often want to know the sex of their child before birth. Since they do not want daughter, when they get to know that child to be born is a female, then they try to kill the fetus. This is called feticide. This is happen in the Haryana most of the case, or in our country it is popular feticide, because the uh, family need a boy only. They used to they used to do this type of habits, that is the feticides. Though sex determination is punishable, female feticide is a part of life in many part of India. So much so that the female to male ratio in our country has fallen. That is 933 ratio 1000. Normally the number of female should be the same as more than the number of male. So this is the sex determination part, and this chapter is over. I will give you the question answer of that chapter. Thank you very much.